We're back for our Training Day podcast with my man Josh Harris, FFL Bamboo, who's been crushing it, killing it on the live dial from day one, and has started using that platform to build his agency. He's having tremendous growth. I wanted to get you on, my man, because number one, I think you're one of the best, pound for pound, and this is how I describe you. I say, pound for pound, Josh Harris is one of the best trainers I ever met, and that's just psychologically the way you understand how to, talk about the client interfacing, but also talk about why. Everything you talk about comes with a why, because you're very cognizant that agents need to understand the why in order for it to stick. So everything you do, everything you say is well developed and packaged so that people can take it and run with it. And I've always noticed that about your training from the first time you and I got on a podcast to today, and all the stuff you do daily on the live dial has been very impressive, my man. So thank you for jumping on with me, man. How are you today?
Thank you. I am well, and I appreciate that. We talk about the colors and personality types, and a quick story, and then we can rock and roll. So my rookie year in Baltimore, David Shaw was the quarterback and receivers coach. I've never seen that before. He's coaching two positions. And I remember being in training camp, and I'm asking this dude questions because, at that time, Ray Lewis is on the defense, Ed Reed, Will Demps, Adalius Thomas, Bart Scott, Chris McAllister. That's the year that Deion Sanders came out of retirement.
Oh, that was that year.
It was that year. So, and we can't complete a pass in practice. Like, it was ridiculous. Wifey says, "How was work today?" How was work today? And I'm like, babe, I don't know. Like, I don't know how work was. I mean, either they're really good or we're really bad. I can't tell you how work was. But I remember asking him questions. And at one point he says, "Hey, Rook, no more questions from you." And I was like, bro, that's whack. But in my brain, I'm like, you can't explain things to me and have me memorize them. And then when Ed Reed lines up on the left side of the ball, and then when I go into my color number sequence to call the play, and then he blitzes from the up, bro, I need to understand why I'm hot off a two on the front side. You can't just tell me something out of memorization. So from that point, probably a little bit before that, but like, you have to be able to understand. You can't memorize everything. You just can't memorize everything, because then you have no understanding,
right?
And then you still get sideswiped. But I'm sure we can get into that during the training.
No, that's strong though, man. That's huge. I didn't, obviously it comes from someplace. It's always good to know the origin of where things come from and why, but that's a great explanation of that. And I'm sure that started a lot earlier in your life, but that's a very good illustration there. So yeah, man, I do want to get into this. And, number one, you've been a proponent of telesales way before it was quote unquote popular. I think you were on record as saying you've been looking for something like live dial your whole career, where you've always done telesales. You've kind of always done it on your own, but never been able to do it to galvanize people. Can you explain that and kind of where that's obviously where it originated from, but where it's now at today, based on the fact that we've been doing this now for at least a year and a half?
So originally, when I first got my license, I was in the field just like everybody else, doing it kneecap to kneecap, across the kitchen table. I'm driving to work leads that are 2 and 3 hours from my house. Now, at this time, I have young kids, and my kids are 3-sport athletes. They're 3-sport athletes now, but they were getting into sports then. And I've been coaching my kids since they were 5 years old. So I knew that just mathematically, I could not be 3 hours from the house and get home in time for practice, right? Something would suffer. Either my wallet would suffer, right? And I'm not making enough money. Or so I said, there's got to be a better way. Found a company that had a slick telesales process. And I learned how to sell life insurance over the phone, 2014. Did that really kind of on the solo tip from about 2015 all the way up until the time that we started the live dial here, which was, just maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, I have community and I can see people. I can actually unmute and be like, "Hey, Mark, what's up? How you doing today?" All of a sudden, I'm not just doing business in a silo, and that has extended my lifespan in this space because mentally, even when you're winning financially, like when you spend that much time alone,
Right.
it takes a very special and unique person to just keep working
Right.
when you're lonely.
That's true.
Like, bro, you're about to go and if you're at home, especially, bro, as soon as the kids get off the bus at
Mm-hmm.
whatever, or you hear this, what's going on at the dinner table, bro, like
Mm-hmm.
you're out of there, bro. You would rather do that anyway. I would rather do that. Wifey asked me right now, how come you don't work from home? Because when I'm at home, I don't want to work. I can hear life happening.
Yeah.
So I will stay at the office late so that I don't even have to bring my computer home. I'll pick it back up tomorrow. I'll bring my iPad so I can still do most things. But it has really created community. It has made it easier for experienced agents to have camaraderie and togetherness. It has made it easier to train newer agents. Like, bro, do you realize when I was trying to build during that 2015 to 2020 before I got here, even 21, even before the lockdown, when you would hire a new agent, you have to tell them, and they could be wherever. Oh, we could recruit nationwide, hiring nationwide,
Right.
but you don't have a way of connecting with that person. You never even see their face, even virtually. And I'm telling you, you got to spend money on leads, and you probably came into the space broke already.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you got to set this up. You got to buy leads. We're going to call the leads. I'm telling you, you're going to work this script knowing you're not going to read it before the first time you make a call, and you're going to wonder why you're going to fumble the ball. But now with Zoom, we can actually connect with people, get on live dial, get in a breakout room, screens on. I can see what you're seeing, even just supporting somebody, even just supporting them with some sort of piece of technology. Hey, this is not working. I can't understand. Boom. Hey, go on ahead and jump in here, share your screen. Boom, boom, boom. Now, instead of you clicking around for 20 or 30 minutes, I can help you in 2, and we're moving on. So that live dial is, bro, it's the lifeblood of the business now, bro. For real.
I love it. And you've been one of the most influential trainers on there from day one. When did you? Shouldn't say when because I think day one, but you started recruiting to the platform, right?
Mhm.
We positioned the platform day one as, hey, not only is this a great platform to train, it's a great platform to recruit from. When would you say that you started recruiting to the platform and having success recruiting to the platform?
I would say really my business turned a corner in August 2022. It turned a corner. I just talked about how I would build sometimes and not build other times from 2014 all the way to August 2022. And the reason why at times I would stop building is because of the difficulty of the duplication of getting people on the phone and producing and making sales. So I'm like, well, shoot, man, I'm making this whole thing harder on myself. I could just go write 500,000 myself
Right,
and just keep it moving.
right.
But what happened in August of 2022, I met a girl by the name of Tiffany Phillips. Tiffany Phillips saw one of my ads, responded, we connected, boom. Now Tiffany didn't even start crushing it on the platform or even at all. She kind of bounced around and was kind of struggling a little bit. But when she transitioned and made a decision she wasn't going to be so distracted, it was 2022 when she started making sales almost daily. And now, for the first time in my life, I saw someone be able to hit high numbers, not just hit,
Right.
but high numbers following my lead and following the script and following these different things. And that was a beautiful thing. So I would say really August 2022 is when we started to really kind of rock heavy and bring more and more people to the live dial. Certainly, people come and go, and people will hop on the live dial and be there for 10 minutes, and no one is talking, so they leave. Um, but if you're on there for the wrong 10 minutes, if you were on there for the right 10 minutes this morning, you would have heard Omar Mitchell, who has had his best month. I think he protected between 50 and 60 families,
Mm,
and he's on the phone out loud helping two families before 10 o'clock.
yeah, that's strong.
So this platform is everything for me as it relates to recruiting, training, building, creating culture,
Yep,
even from whatever state you're in. I mean, it's everything.
no doubt. And I love that when you talk about the culture piece because we talk about how, like you said, it's super lonely. This is a very lonely business. You live and die with what you do, right? Which is good, but it also has its drawback because there's so many things that people want to take them out. Like in the summertime, you want to drive down to the beach, or you want to go for long walks, or you want to, go to these restaurants that have, you know, outside seating or inside seating open concept. You just want to live like you want. There's things that you just want to morph to because climate says you should. Just like during the holiday season, climate says don't work. Climate says be around family every single day. Climate says spend all kinds of time doing things that create memories. That goes against working, bro. whether you whether you believe, you know what I'm saying? Whether you want to hear about it or not, it goes against working. The people that perform well through that climate are people that are telling themselves different things. When you're lonely, it's who are you talking
Inner man.
to? You're talking.
I mean, if you remember Kung Fu Panda, man, how long did it take him to find his chi or whatever, right? Like he had to find that. He had to find that, and it was always inside of him. But he had to find it, and then he had to get with whatever Master Sifu, or then he had the tiger and the grasshopper and the cricket,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
whatever they are, swans.
mm-hmm,
And finally, he had because he had that team, and they were counting on him
mm-hmm.
all of a sudden it clicked for him in a moment, right? And so when you think about like we just had a call this morning and Christine L and Raheem L, they kind of tag teamed it and I've been selling for 12 years, life insurance, almost 12 years. And some of the stuff I heard Raheem say in his script blew my mind.
Hmm.
It absolutely blew my mind. The way he broke down term insurance, he broke it down. He said, term like kind of like the president. The president is gets 4 years, and even if we reelect the president, he has 4 more years, but his term is still up.
Wow.
I said, bro, hold up.
I never heard that either. That's really
I
good.
said, all I've been saying is that term is temporary. When the term is up, your policy is up. Now there's a picture that goes behind this
That's so good.
for this person. And so when you think about the access that we have to the different strong people that are in tri-state at all the different levels,
Hmm.
live dial and technology has taken us
Yes.
to new levels and new
Right.
places.
No doubt. That's crazy. So Tiffany Phillips, she came in, she gave you a different level of belief. From that belief, so anytime there's a new level of belief, Josh, that creates a new, probably level of systems, right? Because you're able to, you say, all right, well, what do we do to do that? If we can do that again, we can have success, which is what's happening right now in your group where you're pushing past. I mean, you said you protected 110 families in May, back back at it in June, protecting 135, 140 families. So you're seeing success now backed by success month in and month out. So there's obviously something that clicked and then some potential systems that you built to create that continuity. What are you doing right now for recruiting systems? And then what are you doing to make sure agents have what they need to have a chance to stick? Because that's really what it comes down to.
So for recruiting, we have I've got a recruiter calling and putting people on the calendar, and then we call and do the interviews. Right between myself, Tiffany Phillips, Whitney Howe. I got a couple of leaders that are also building. So that is how we're getting to the people. When the people come on, essentially, I'm getting them through the contracting process. They get writing numbers. I'm leveraging the hell out of the live dial. Like if you are not coming to the live dial, you're probably not getting much help from me. I will respond to every text that you send me, but I'm gonna tell you, like, yeah, hop on the live dial. Hop on a live dial. Let's hit a breakout room. Like if you're not doing those things, you probably are talking bad about me, like you talked about the other IMO that contracted you, and you said you never heard from them again. Because it's not that you didn't hear from them or me, but like we can't chase you. We can't chase you down. We're all sitting in one spot. So you got to get to the place where the information is at. One of the things that I feel like I'm doing that is helping people experience success is I'm actually experiencing the success with them. So I'm gonna help them get to their first sale. In fact, I'm helping them get to Stephen Yee called it. What did he call it? The reality check. Did he call it? Get them that reality check real fast. With some people, he said within 48 hours. Whatever the case is, I'm helping them get paid quickly. And then when they get paid, I have a spreadsheet that I created, almost like a client spreadsheet, like a client list, client tracker, where it's client name, state, sale date, initial withdrawal date, plan type, amount of coverage, monthly premium, and then there's a formula that's going to create the annual premium. I'm gonna put in the commission percentage. So I don't send them this tool before they make a sale, but once they make a sale, I send them the tool. I share it as a Google Sheet. I shared theirs. I create a template. Then boom, copy the template. I send it to them. I'm say, hey, hop in the live dial. I want to go into a breakout room and show you this new tool where you're going to keep track of all your sales. And what I'm doing there is I'll start filling out the form for them, and then I'll have them pick it up and they'll fill it out. And what happens is when they put in that monthly premium, and here comes the annual premium, and then two columns over, they put in that commission percentage, and it goes total commission, advanced commission, and they see like, hold up,
Uh-huh.
I just wait, what? All of a sudden, their belief goes to a whole nother level, and I say, now how many more times can we do that, and how quickly?
Mm.
Right? So boom, I'm actually sometimes you gotta slow down to speed up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go slower with them, like, hey, let me show you this new tool. Hey, let me show you how this is gonna play. And if I have my client tracker open every day, it never gets closed. You should have yours open every day. When someone says yes to you, but you don't have the banking information yet, I put them on my client tracker. I just highlight the font in red. So I know I still got to continue to work that. So I can see that sale. I can see what my pipeline, I can see that four, five, six, seven, $800 is. I need to make sure I run that down. Don't stop working that lead. And so when you actually take people through a process, you take them to the process and then walk them through the process. Now all of a sudden you can create crazy amounts of momentum for yourself. And I mean, bruh, Tiffany didn't even know. We're down there in Miami for a conference. And she's updating her tracker, but she's not really looking at it, right? Now I know that from 12/27/2022, she went on a terror, an absolute terror in terms of the amount of people that she was helping. And we're down there, and I said, Tiffany, do you know how many families you've protected in January? And she's like, no. And I said, okay, cool. And then when we were in Miami for a conference, the numbers came out for January. Final numbers came out for
Mm-hmm.
January. And we're at the Airbnb. We're 17 deep in the Airbnb. And I said, Tiff, I want you to look at this real quick. Log into your client tracker and then go to this column, highlight that column, drag it all the way down from beginning of the month to this point right now. What's that number say? And it said what it said, and it was over 20 families. I said, that's you, sis. She said, that's me. I did that?
Mm.
I said, that's you. And I showed her how to get into the back office and check the IP report and boom, 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 boom. When you take these people to experience the success that they've already had, like you can't let it just gloss over.
Right.
You help somebody make $500 to $1,000 in a single sale, and you just gloss over it like that's normal for them. That's not normal for them. You gotta stay in that for a
Yeah,
minute. Like
that's good.
you gotta help them experience that because now they're gonna want to do it some more.
Right. So the concept of slowing down to speed up is everything, right? Because you need to get some, like you said, momentum rolling. You got to get some wins that are the easy wins early, right? And some of the stuff you're explaining makes the wins simpler. When you
Mhm.
think about live dial and people logging in or not logging in, I know you gave a little bit of your backdrop on the importance of it, but how significant is it to be on the platform active? Because listening is okay, but active, like actually going through the motions and dialing and unmute. Like, can you walk through some of the key indicators for someone that's on live dial that's going to lead to success?
Okay. First key indicator is number of dials. Um, Number of dials. Second indicator is going to be number of contacts. The third indicator is going to be number of presentations. The fourth indicator is going to be hard nose, not interested. Take me off the list. The fifth indicator is going to be follow ups. Yeah, I remember filling that out, but I'm at work right now. Can you call me back? The sixth indicator is going to be sales, and then it's going to be AP. Now, when you have these indicators, if you don't have these indicators, then the emotional roller coaster, and it's going to be one for anybody who's listening to me, it's going to be one. Even when you're winning, it's going to be an emotional roller coaster.
Probably even
Just let me
more when
tell
you're
you
winning.
that. Let me just tell you, after you have your best week or best month, let me just tell you, it is going to be an emotional roller coaster. But you need to have the numbers. I have this saying that I've been saying with my business partner here in the office, um, and it's the numbers will tell you how you should feel. The numbers will tell you how you should feel. It's not telling you how you feel, but it's telling you how you should feel. Right? You feel how you feel. Like, hey, I had a guy recently tell me, man, all of my deals are charging back. I said, cool, bro, pull up your client tracker. I said, cool, pull up your client tracker. He's got he's got he's got 19 sales. He's got 19 sales, right? In this period of time, got 19 sales. A husband and wife fell off the books, and one other single policy fell off the books. I said, bro, you're 16 for 19, though. Like, dog. Just because it all happened in the last 48 hours. The
all of
sky
my,
is not falling.
all of my clients. That's the
The
greatest.
sky is not falling, bro. It's not falling. You're good. This is par for the course. That would be like getting an 80% on a test in school. So we're doing okay. But again, we can get caught in the emotional part of this deal if you don't have any substance to actually anchor you. You're gonna get swept and
Hey,
blown and
Josh, how good would it be to go 16 for 19 as a quarterback in a half or in a
bro, I'm the
or
I'm
even
the MVP of everything. Hey man, hey, send me the trophy now. I mean, send me the trophy, like get the press conference ready, bro. Like I'm ready. Like let's go. So it really the numbers will actually tell you how you should feel. Same agent, I'm like, I hear you dialing. He's making 400 to 600 calls a day. I'm like, all right, how many? Let's talk about the other numbers. He pulls up his sheet. We got the trackers. We got historical data. I was like, okay, cool, but you have this other lead type, this little higher contact lead type. Let's look and see how many times you called them this week. And what happened is he mixed his higher intent leads along with his aged leads. So he wasn't hitting those high intent leads multiple times daily. They were getting mixed in with all the aged internet leads that he had also
Mm.
purchased, inventory leads. And I said, bro, here's what I need you to do for the next 3 days that you work. I need you, every time you get ready to hit a power hour, I need you to start with these leads, this lead type. So if you're doing
The
5 power
higher intent
hours a day,
leads.
yes,
Got it.
yes. And then all of a sudden, wouldn't you know, Mark,
Hmm.
he's doing 3 to 5 presentations a day. And he's got 5 sales up in a short period of time. I said, oh, now you know how long that meeting took, Mark?
Hmm.
About 6 minutes. The meeting took about 6 minutes because we had data.
Right.
If we didn't have data,
Hmm.
all we would have been talking through is the emotions of trying to get him off the ledge.
Right. That's great.
Right. And if you think about some of these movies where you've seen people up on the ledge or whatever, the negotiator comes out, he's hanging out the window, he's telling that person, what's he telling them? Hey, man, your wife loves you. Hey, man, your kids need you. Hey, he's using data to get this person out of the reality of whatever they think is their reality. But there's people that need you here on this earth. And the same thing is the case. Like, there's people that need us here on this earth. I was on a base shop builders call, and Dom was absolutely stroking it before the call that we got on
He
now.
killed
And
it.
I was like, bro, he's like, people actually, and he wasn't even talking about the financial piece. People need us to be able to connect with them because they're going through something that this deal might help get them through it.
It's bananas. But I love the fact that you're saying we need data, because without data, it is a bunch of sorting through. You're wasting a lot of time.
A lot of time.
And with those key indicators, it really tells you, how to help people and how to put people in a position to win. When you think about the actual dialing out loud so that you can be heard, and dialing out loud, or veterans dialing out loud so that new people can hear them, and new people dialing out loud so they can have course correction. How critical is that? And then when I say it, it sounds so easy, but isn't it more complicated than I'm saying it? Like, people psychologically don't want to dial because they don't want to be embarrassed, or they're afraid to be judged. I could be wrong, but I'd love your take on this.
So you're not, so you're 100% right in terms of some of the reasons why people don't do it. But the truth of the matter is this: like, when people will post because I got people in my group that will post their activity, they'll post those numbers that we're talking about, and I'm like, oh, okay, so thank you for posting your numbers. That's great, but I still can't help you because I don't know what you're saying. I've never heard you talk to anybody. So you could be doing all the activity, but because I've never actually heard you pitch, I've never heard you say anything, I can't tell you where the error is. I can maybe see based on the numbers, but I needed confirmation by hearing what you're saying and how you're saying it. It might be one little tweak that all of a sudden takes you from here to where you're trying to go. And so what I just will ask people is, hey, how long do you want to continue to struggle? I mean, how long? And of course they're going to say, well, not long at all. I need to get this. This has to work. And then either you won't see them on the live dial, or they'll be on the live dial for a period of time, camera on or off, doesn't matter. And then boom, they're gone like a thief in the night. And I have accepted the fact that some people are going to get this and some people are not. I have also accepted the fact, as an absolute fact, that everyone can do this, and also an absolute fact, not everybody will. Dom just said that on the call, the last call I was listening to, and I think he gave credit to Trey Honeycutt, that my job is to get you from not knowing to knowing. And that's it. My job is to get you from not knowing to knowing. Like right now, I'm managing through helping two people not just be producers, but agency owners and agency builders. And what I'm telling them is, listen, if you're going to break up your day, an 8-hour workday, and you have 5 power hours for sales and 2 or 3 power hours for outreach, either new agents, reaching new agents, or existing agents, if they can't fit it in those 3 hours, you got to tell them to get to the live dial because you ain't available anymore than that because you still have life. You still got 4 kids under 12 years old. Jaden still has football practice that you are the only one to take them to.
Mhm.
Like, so you have to teach people where to find you to get the information. You also have to teach people, you have to plug them into somebody else that is not just yourself so that when you are not available, they are comfortable reaching out or talking to someone else. If you don't do that, then it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle for you because you are the machine. Don't be the machine. There's a machine called lifeblood. Don't be the machine. It's
Dude,
heavy, man. It's heavy.
yeah. No, but
But
again,
it's light for the light. It's light for the machine, though. Heavy for you, light for the machine.
That's really good. Dude, yo, again, one of the best trainers pound for pound, period, bar none. Just reaches the heart, just gets to the heart and the mind, man. No joke as far as I'm concerned. You've got to listen to this as far as your comprehensive nature to grow as an agent. Please listen to this podcast. Josh Harris, man, I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you for sharing today, bro.
Thank you for having me.
My man, well, thank you so much for listening. Training day, y'all. Keep listening. Appreciate you. God bless. Thanks, y'all.